Ladies and gentlemen, gently to hear, kindly to judge, we are Mortal Coil.
Bill is a comedy about what really happened to Shakespeare during what's called his lost years.
People know that he was a married man with 3 children living in Stratford, and that a few years later he was a writer and an actor working in London. But how he got between the two, no one's quite sure.
It's not you.
It is you.
It is you.
We meet him at the point where he's thrown out of a band and he wanted to be a musician, and he decides, well, if I can't do that, then maybe I could be a writer.
I've written a great work for the stage.
What? Her patience with his schemes and fantasies is running a little bit thin throughout the film.
He's an immature dreamer, really, the character of Bill, who is always trying something new. Every year or week is a new fad.
The interpretive dance.
No, this is different. It's like the words flow through me. Like they're the east and I'm the sun.
We just thought it'd be fun for the audience to know that Shakespeare is going to appear at some stage. The Shakespeare that everyone knows, the guy who wrote these amazing works of art. But what if he was a bit of a loser before that?
No.
Just think about it.
There is no way that you are moving our entire family down to that bloody London.
He has to leave his wife and family behind for the time being to chase his dream in old London town. And that's where he meets me, he meets my character, Christopher Marlowe, who's already established himself as a writer. However, his plays aren't on at the time where we find him because the plague has closed the theatres and killed the audience.
Shakespeare. Bill Shakespeare.
Christopher Marlowe. So what sort of stuff do you write, Chris?
So he's somewhat jaded when we find him, and he's making kind of ends meet by handing out leaflets in the local square.
Why not try some vegetables with your mate? Try some vegetables, they're really good for you, and they help you poo.
To His Majesty King Philip II of Spain. Queen Elizabeth.
King Philip II of Spain is the film's most confident idiot. He's got this long-standing desire to rid England of Protestant rule and return it to Catholic rule under the eyes of the Pope.
I told you she would take the bait, huh? The rabbit is in the snare.
We didn't really do a great deal of research on King Philip, mainly because in our screenplay he's a panto villain.
Who would like to kill a queen?
He's hell-bent on killing the Queen, taking over England, bringing it back into the Catholic Church.
He's lost in the Armada. He has a new scheme. And he has a new scheme to blow up the Queen.
Most excellent Majesty, by the grace of God, Elizabeth, Queen of England, France and Ireland, Defender of the Faith, Most Improved Monarch 92.
Let's assume he knows who I am. Elizabeth is often played as this beautiful, regal virgin. And of course we know by the time we're playing her here, she was 60 at a time that the average woman lived until she was about 40. So absolutely haggard at the end of her tether, really bored with doing the same job again, day in, day out.
All of England!
Anna!
Who is it? Indeed I am, Your Majesty.
Why, how very fortuitous, Lord. Oh, I would say Crawley.
Croydon, Your Majesty. The Earl of Croydon.
The Earl of Croydon, what can one say? He is a much overlooked person in court. All of the sort of famous courtiers that everyone's heard of, like Burleigh and the Earl of Essex and all of these, and the Earl of Oxford. For every one of them, there would be someone who's just become a kind of footnote in history. So to stand in for all these kind of try-hard types of courtiers, we invented the Earl of Croydon.
No, I don't want to go to Croydon. I am Croydon. The Earl of Croydon.
We had some notion in the script that Earl of Croydon was this peacock. He'd be dressed in completely the wrong clothes. He'd have the sort of green doublet and hose with all the trimmings. Makes it sound a bit like a Christmas dinner, but it's kind of a bit, that's the approach. He'd absolutely thrown everything at it.
Catholics about, so you can't just let anybody in.
But he just... Southampton, do you please tell these idiots who I am?
It's Crawley, isn't it?
He's like the kind of kid who's not in the cool gang but wants to be in the cool gang but just will never be.
Ooh, you're no better than me! I do stuff.
Like what, exactly? Well,
He doesn't really have any skills or talent or charisma or money. So he's kind of looking for a shortcut, and one night, whilst drunk, he inadvertently promises the Queen the best play ever written by anyone ever.
I suppose writing a play can't be that hard, can it? I mean, it's just talking, isn't it? But written down. Hello, I'm a man in a play. Hello, I'm a woman in a play. This is easy. Ian, go out and fetch me paper and quills. I'm going to put Croydon on the map.
He sniffs an opportunity to join forces with King Philip II of Spain, really to improve his station in life and to prove all his doubters wrong.
But he definitely can't pull it off because he's a skillless idiot, which is where Will Shakespeare becomes involved.
Oh, God, I'm dead.